Wow. I was expecting some sort of quib there.
He wasn't feeling generous.
I don't even know.
He had nothing.
I don't know how to react.
He had nothing.
I'm dumbfounded by that. Thank you so much, Ted. Really appreciate it. That, of course, was the interview of Milan, the coach of Nouns. And Cinderin, game number 2, Nouns have shown that they are here for a reason.
Yep, for sure. But I would also say in this draft, Gaimin have shown that they are here for a reason. Because I think this adjustment to what happened in game number 1, I think looks very promising to me. That's not to say that they're necessarily a favorite based on strategy, but it does show that they had a pretty clear discussion about problems they just faced, and they're making adjustments. Now, for me, this game is interesting for a different reason. This is kind of the battle of the bottom of the barrel. It's Sniper versus Doom. Which hero can have the worst win rate out of the two?
Yeah.
And we shall see. I think we had a series with Gaimin Gladiators recently, you and I. That was the one where they ran, I think that was part of their Chen Alchemist strat, where they ran a 4 sniper, and we were like, there were a lot of picks that we thought could have done better for them. We'll see if Tofu can shine here. Obviously, the sniper brood lane is a one they love to run.
Yep.
But yeah, I have not personally been particularly impressed by Sniper 4 from any team.
Nope, agreed.
Regardless of whether it's one or not, it has not convinced me.
Sometimes they win, it's like, oh, Sniper just happened to be on that team. They didn't really have the hugest of impacts. But the laning stage is a pretty important aspect of Sniper, so we'll see. And obviously, on the other side, the Doom, with such a horrific win rate that we talked about last game, and Gunnar just won with it.
Yep.
And we were talking off camera again about how important that shard that he got in that 50-50 of the tournament was.
That was actually fun.
Based on one in particular fight, and I wonder, I don't know how often he actually buys it, but if that's going to change itemization at all.
I mean, you had the point that it's kind of interesting against Brood, because of when there's that many spiders running in, you can heal a ton with the shard, but I don't think we'll see him buy it. Lelis in trouble.
Yep, power shot did miss. Bushwhack connects onto Celery.
Dyrachyo in trouble.
Yep, Dyrachyo is the one that has to worry now as Gunnar with that Scorched Earth. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but still, I mean, getting this position 1 out of the lane for even just a few seconds can definitely turn the tides in this laning stage. Going to come back down the avenue he went through before. As Gunnar very healthy. And I wanted to mention one thing as well. Obviously, the Treant Protector was banned in the second phase. That was what Fly played last game. This, historically, is his best hero.
He is very good at Phoenix.
Throughout his entire historic career, this is his best hero by far.
By nature, it functions very differently from Treant, though. I know both heroes have a little bit of healing, if you will, but the way they use Treant, I guess the one similarity is that they use both supports as a combo breaker, I suppose you could call it. Like the Treant, when the enemy team is advancing on you, you overgrowth them and hold them in place. On Phoenix, you drop down the Supernova and you divert attention. You either have to run away, or you have to hit the egg, or you have to be really strong and just tank it out. So I guess from that perspective, it's kind of similar, but in not having that big lockdown that Fly has offered them in these previous 3 games that they have owned in, his Treant has been instrumental in every win. So we'll see if the Phoenix can do something similar, or if this is a little bit of a weak spot that Gaimin have found in this 3rd game with a ban.
Yeah, imagine banning a tree and that makes all the difference. It might be.
I mean, it's a very high win rate hero in this patch in high immortal pubs as well. So it's like it's a good Treant patch in general, and then you combo that with having Fly on it. It's one of his absolute best, and then, you know, it's definitely a good patch to be good at Treant. So he's not going to shy away from that given the opportunity.
And so far, if we want to look at the mid lane, it's the Storm Brother. Oh, we actually have first blood. Tofu on the Sniper. After we gave that hero so much praise, of course, dies to Fly, who gets the first blood.
Yeah, and Ace can't trade. He's a level 3 Brood, so...
Yep, it happens. But both members of Nouns are pretty damn low here. And again, we talked about the regen aspect coming out from Ace's facet for the Brood, so...
Yeah.
Tangos won't be nearly as effective unless they step outside of the webs. Interesting how positioning is actually really important while the Tango is running.
I don't know if it reduces
does that count
the
as
Tango. Actually, it looks like it does.
Lelis inside the shards will actually stand his ground. The Celery will get Infernal plated with the Bushwhack to follow. Power shot not really going to connect onto anything. And Scorched Earth should be enough. The last right click from Gunnar brings Celery to the ground. Now Dyrachyo We'll have to win run back under the cover of Tier 1 tower. So Gunnar and company having a pretty decent time in this lane. I mean, Duracio's farm is going very well, though.
Yeah, he's out of mana, though. So let's see what he does. I guess the Arcane Boots are not far away. It's just 350, and he has a big wave coming into his tower, so he can probably CS this without using too much mana. But yeah, this bottom lane, I would say for now. Yep, they're going to just go on him. He has no mana, so Gunnar's going to poke and prod at Duracio. Realizes there's no backup. He's just cooked.
Hits, Acorn shot. Lelis gets credit for that one. And yeah, this lane has definitely turned in Noun's favor.
I mean, look at the tip as well. Copy is immediately like, he's immediately tipping Celery for TPing mid for the bottle refill of Quinn because that just opened up a kill on Duracio on the Windranger. So just taking immediate advantage of that. I think the comms there must have been really clear. We just heard their comms previously, very clear. Just he TP'd mid on Tusk. They just dive the Windranger. There's no counterplay.
Yep, Celery actually picked up the first power rune of the game, which is the damage. Won't really be able to use it too effectively here. Very least does deny it towards the Noun side. And looking at the CS for the mid lane, very even overall. Copy with a slight lead. Both heroes of the Spirit variety are level 6 though, so mobility is at their disposal, meaning ganking them will be quite difficult.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, you actually called off camera the Void Spirit pick. What do you think of this hero in the current meta?
I mean, I wasn't really fully confident in them choosing it. I was just seeing the Ags against 2 cores, right? It's good against the Storm and the Weaver. It's a Quinn specialty. It's a classic hero matchup against Void Spirit in the lane. When I wait with that, Gunnar might get run down here if they have enough slow. Quinn,
okay,
this is a deep. He's actually thinking twice about it.
Tower's going to help out here a bit as well, although I'm not sure they want to pursue, considering there's 3 members of Gaimin.
That does not feel good.
Failed gank there. Now Yuma, with the help of Fly, will be taking damage instead.
Yep, they're working on that very well together.
Yeah. Quite low.
Damn, they both took like 500 there. Yeah, so the Void Spirit, I think it's the most important thing here. It's comfort for Quinn, and the core matchups are good when you have the Ags. But how good he is in the meta? Good question. Like, I feel like more or less no teams are really running this very much, so could be a lot of the time that is a sign that, you know, the hero has kind of fallen off a bit. But there's no game, there's no hero that's never good. So it's about identifying, and the later you get in the draft, the more niche you can get with your picks because you have enough information to cover weaknesses that heroes have. So I think it's a good pick this game. See if he makes it work. That rotation didn't work out, obviously. Yuma in trouble.
Here has Shikuchi. Oh, just in time to get out of the reach of the snowball.
They're going to see him. I think he saw him. Oh, he missed.
Again, outside of the shards. Boy, these ganks for Gaimin not working out early on in the game. That was a good time to go, though.
My goodness, Yuma has bad CS. I just realized. This is... I mean, Nouns have 3 kills, but they're losing the lanes quite significantly here. Copy's doing well, but the Brood is 46 and 15 against Weaver, 27 and 4. Your Doom is 34 and 2 against 53 and 9. Just raw, complete outlaning here by Gaimin Gladiators. Duracio in trouble, will be doomed.
Tofu, he's going to be dead first.
Well, they'll make up for it with good movement.
And Doom bottom. So yeah, big kill for Gunnar.
They need all these kills to keep this game even. That's what's so crazy about it, is that Gaimin's laning has been just completely
5-0 now.
Very solid.
Gaimin in the lead.
Yeah. That's been very unusual for this patch, that teams win the lanes this hard. But just like in game number 1, Nouns are really good at rotating and just having good calls. So that can cover up some of those weaknesses quite well.
Astral Step onto Copy. Quinn, 1 level behind right now, just slightly.
Yeah.
It's his mid lane counterpart. And they're going to smoke up, actually. So looking for a little action as Copy is a bit low on mana. Doesn't have anything in his bottle as well. 8 charges on the wand, but it looks like their sights are set on Gunnar and Lelis.
Nice power shot.
Power shot will clip him inside the shards. This should be a freebie.
Yeah.
Didn't really need Quinn for this, though, so... Does have his TP for the mid lane.
And he's going to get an Arcane, yeah. Copy will be too late. I think Copy could have actually committed for that rune, but then he would have expended his entire mana pool and been at risk of getting chased down by Quinn +1, perhaps.
A bigger kill, though. Ace got a good amount of distance, and Copy just no mana to fully pursue. Yuma poking him from the side, but only get him down to half. The refill of the bottle will occur here for Mr. Copy.
Seeing a clear adjustment here as well from Ace in terms of itemization. So last game with that Orchid first item, now he's going to go for Mech, probably Mech Pipe, just full-on Aura build. And he feels like he doesn't need the Orchid because this time he actually has heroes in his team that are going to play make. So the Void Spirit is going to do the brunt of the silencing and the initiation. You have Windranger, who this time the carry has some sort of lockdown. You have the Tusk. Sniper's also there. He's like the weird cousin. Everybody has that guy, but it's fine.
Yeah, he's a bit weird for sure. It has a terrible win rate, so nobody really likes him, but they have to include him in their drafts, apparently.
He's part of the family.
It's like, it's a family reunion. You got to be there, but God, we hate you. Yeah, so it'll be a pretty fast Ags, like you said, for Quinn, as Gunnar get ganked here. Celery gets off the shards. Dyrachyo with the Shackle shot. But the Doom is going to be applied to the Tusk instead. Meanwhile, mid lane, Tofu does net the kill onto Copy, which is a much bigger
almost
kill.
got flies well, because Quinn gets him.
Stab and
No,
will
he didn't commit.
Back away. He gets bushwhacked to a tree for his troubles. Aether Remnant is going to connect onto Gunnar. They're going to try to chase him down. He has Astral Step available, though. One charge onto the river. As Tofu, he might be the one that gets sacrificed here instead. Bushwhack will ensure it.
I think Quinn could have killed the Phoenix there, but it might have cost him his life. So it's one of those moments you got to just make the decision, right? And he plays the safer option, gets out of there. And probably the right call.
Considering that Quinn is going for the early Ags, obviously Witchblade will be the first item for Copy. Does that mean he needs to go for the BKB as a second item?
Yeah, most likely. We'll see that.
The stacking, or the double silence is pretty
Celery getting help too late.
Yeah,
That's a Brood TP. Unless Ace really wants to play down here, this didn't really feel like a good TP to me, but I guess they're going to redistribute their resources a little bit and have him pressure bot. So yeah, 2-8 the score, and a 3,000 gold lead for Gaimin Gladiators because they are farming up a Storm while playing a... while nouns are around making these moves, one of the key differences in this game compared to the previous one is the nature of Gaimin's lineup with a hero like Void Spirit is that they are forcing rotations for once, right? They are making moves that nouns respond to. And what happened in that mid-sequence with Quinn was effectively 25 uncontested CS for Brood. They just pulled around Nouns' entire team. Nouns, good news for them that they managed to get that kill on Celery into a tier 1, so it wasn't all in vain.
Yep, another difference, of course, like you mentioned earlier, Ace went for Mech, so not going for Orchid of any kind.
I guess Mech, Pipe, Greaves into... That's when I'm unsure where he's going to go after that. If, you know, you could buy Solar, but you're probably having your supports do that. Maybe Hex? I mean, it's Weaver Storm, right?
Yeah.
I guess he'll just get a Hex and have his teammates do the damage, probably. We'll see about that. Yuma will be... So Ace TP bot, lived there a bit, now he gated top.
Celery spotted. Gets the snowball off, and it's going to be towards Gunnar. And okay, he's going to use Drinking Buddies to get pretty damn far away. He's going to get doomed, though, and the Sharpshooter will ensure it. So in the end, Nouns do get what they came for, but it is just a support.
The cast range on Drinking Buddies is...
It's insane, yeah.
It's really high.
I hope they don't nerf that, though, because I think it's awesome to watch. It's really cool.
I mean, it's still a really good spell if you cut its range by 200, I think. It's 900 range on all levels.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Of tag team. That's wild. I think that spell, honestly, I think it's going to get scaling range. That's just the natural way to nerf it. Like 600 plus 100 per level, maybe. Something like that.
Quinn, 50 gold away from the Agnum Scepter, so we'll see how much of an impact this is going to have against that Stormstreamer that we talked about. Copy, he will be going for the BKB, will be going for the Tofu kill as well, but actually can't get to the high ground quite. Okay, he does.
Yeah,
Just
Regen Rune,
mana.
quite good on Storm.
Indeed. Oh, I think technically it's worse than before, in a way, right? That they lowered the amount that you regen at, because if you get hit, it lowers it as well, right?
Yeah, so the base regen rune is worse in this stage of the game than it used to be, but now you still regenerate after taking damage. So on a hero like Storm, I think that's the hero that got nerfed the most by that change, because he was the best at not getting hit while spending his mana.
Yeah.
There's the big item alert, number 1.
Yeah.
So Quinn having a much better game than game 1, and this is the item of the game potentially. This unlocks a totally new playstyle for Gaimin, where they can now just initiate and kill Storm, they can initiate and kill Weaver, and the side of nouns does not have saves. There's no disruption or anything to that effect, so...
The important thing is he did show there, so they know for a
Lelis
fact he
is
does
dead.
have Ags, and yeah, this will be the official reveal, I suppose. As actually misses the assimilate, but Lelis is dead nonetheless.
There's that crazy cousin with the gun.
That sounds very American of you to say, actually. As Copy will get the haste rune, so at least snags that.
I mean, look at Sniper. Look at him. And tell me... Okay, you can't see him because you're seeing... Oh, you can. All right. I didn't mean Tofu, okay? I meant Sniper. Tofu does... Tofu is very handsome and definitely not a crazy cousin. He's a very wholesome and nice cousin that we all love, and... Yes. We'll leave it at that.
We will.
I think we need to move the camera before all of Twitch chat lose focus on the actual game. Just looking at Tofu's face.
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
true.
Yeah, all right.
Very hard to look away.
Yep.
So Yuma has a Maelstrom right now. And the question is, does he go for the Gleipnir right away? No, it'll be the BKB for survivability first. And then the Shard, which this has got to be a top 10 Shard in the game. It is absurdly good.
Yeah, it definitely... I mean, isn't this like more or less the only carry in Dota that buys their Shard
I'm sure
on the regular?
There's got to be a couple.
There's not many, at least.
Okay,
That...
Gleipnir being showed onto Copy.
Oh,
The zip away.
close call. If he gets caught there by the Aether Rim, then he's dead. He might be dead anyway.
To the snowball and the silence from Quinn. So Dissimulate, or Resonant Pulse, I should say, owning him. And now Copy's going to have to stay off the map until he can finish his BKB. I mean, it is really hard to play against that without any sort of Dispel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pacing of the game definitely feels a lot different here. Game with a 3K lead.
And this is how Brood games often go. If Brood is playing with a team that can take advantage of the vision Brood provides and just keep the ball rolling. And that was what Gaimin tried to do in the previous game with significantly different heroes. But the key difference in the last one was that, first of all, nouns didn't lose the lanes as hard. And then the moves that they made were at the perfect timing to slow down stuff. Now is... In this game, this would be the perfect timing to find some big kills and slow things down, but it's difficult for them. The Void Spirit is super slippery, the Wind Ranger is a hard carry to kill, Brood has gone full tank, so who do you gank, right? Like, it's a very, very difficult position for the Dire, and the panel was talking about this. Storm's specialty as a hero is playing skirmishes and picking apart 2v2s, 3v3s, and in teamfights he has to find the support, but it's definitely not easy.
Yeah, should also mention that Gunnar on the Doom has a Blink Drums, but the creep that he has stolen is the Centaur, so for the Stomp. Now, the Purge actually isn't even that particularly good against the Silence from Quinn because he has 2 charges.
Yeah, he has 2 of them.
Pulse.
Yep.
Although, I mean, the Purge we talked about last game, a very low cooldown, but still not low enough. So we'll see how much this changes the trajectory for Mr. Gunnar. I mean, the War Stomp is a classic creep for the Doom. Does have a bit of a cast time, but we see a smoke now from Gaimin heading back into their jungle. But it looks like nouns will be very aware of it and TP out. So Copy basically a recipe away from finishing the BKB. As Sniper's Courier.
He showed his position there. They're going to ping him out because he killed a courier. He might just, yeah, he's okay.
What if somebody was in the base at that point? That
All right, if he would have got ganked there.
ganked in their base.
The only hero crazy enough to be there would be Sniper, and he doesn't have a stun. Well, he has Assassinate, but he wouldn't have time. And I feel like Gaimin's team comms right now is, we're not going back across the river.
Despite all of this, and it's only 2,000 net worth lead for Gaimin. They have the tower advantage.
Nouns are doing a good job not bleeding here and finding their farm the best they can.
Yeah, it feels like they've been really on point with knowing when their power spikes are and then committing at that point.
For sure.
They're just kind of dodging right now, as they should. So they're going to go for the double BKB for the Weaver and the Storm, of course. And Doom, the third core for nouns, will be opting for a Shiva's. And he's basically a recipe away from that.
And notice how nouns are moving their heroes, right? Because they know that Gaimin's mindset is just full-on constricting them on their side of the map. So they're playing... This is this new... Or I say new, it's not so new anymore. Oh, Darach. Oh, Jesus, that was close. So this is the bigger map that we got, I want to say, when was it, a year ago, a year and a half ago, whatever, coming into effect here. The old Gaimin, you couldn't have done this against because these outskirts of the map didn't exist. But the way nouns are playing the map now is they have Doom going all the way across the top left, and Weaver going all the way across the bottom right, and just finding farm that way. So that's how they find their goal.
Gunnar forces several TPs to ensure that they get the Wisdom Rune, and now that they're there, they might as well take the Tormy.
Yep.
Take hefty damage here. Imagine if Gunnar stuck
Can they
around.
do it? Okay, this is close. They can't do it.
Doraccio, well, we've seen this time and time again.
Doraccio, don't Stifling Dagger it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right, Quinn's into open.
Valerie, you can always, okay. That was hard to watch, but they get it in the end. Quinn with the shard. And nouns will follow suit.
Oh no, are they also gonna struggle? Oh, he had to stop Sunring. He was, oh my god, these are... Wow.
Close call.
Valve's greatest invention. Everybody loves these.
Wow, Copy gets the shard.
Yep, because Weaver bought his, and...
Well, he was never going to be...
Wait, hang on,
anyway. So he's low, he was lower net.
Oh, he's lower net worth than Doom.
Yeah.
That's actually not that surprising when you consider how the laning stage went. I was talking about how little CS Weaver had. And then you consider Doom had a better laning stage and he has Devour, so yeah. But now Weaver will pull ahead with that extra 1,400 gold he got gifted, essentially. Still 3,000 here for Gaimin Gladiators. I wonder when Roche is going to be a thing, because, you know, Brood could definitely go to work. They're hard to contest into with the auras, but they don't have the best Roshing lineup. Well, they will do it now, though. All right.
Yep. They sure will. So Roche #1 should go the way of Gaimin here.
Oh, this is faster than I expected. I mean, tag team is quite crazy good. So.
Tag team?
Yeah, I mean, it's still tag team, right?
I guess, in a way. Gives 2 members damage. So it's not nearly as good.
Still good for Roshing.
Indeed. And Quinn will take the Aegis. No big surprise there. Except for Synderen, who I'm sure would have guessed the wrong person if we gave him a chance. But he has learned from last game to just not give an opinion.
Yep.
Which is usually your forte, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you're very neutral on everything.
Okay, I believe you.
So what does Gaimin want to get out of this Aegis? And actually, nouns, surprisingly, are going to smoke into it. Surprise factor, potentially. Copy will run into Fly to get smoked as well. I mean, last game we did see Quinn take the Aegis, die immediately, and then nouns just basically won the game off that fight. So feels like a similar move, but definitely different circumstances this time.
It's very different.
They're looking for the gate play, and actually, Gaimin were there just a moment ago.
They're kind of fake clicking it, right? Oh, they do commit now.
Doraccio in the trees, power shot.
Wow, this is so awkward.
Creeps. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. They're not smoked anymore though, so it's even more awkward as the jump in from Gunnar is unsuccessful. He Shivas one hero, now he runs away in shame.
I was praising nouns for their timing last game. That was really unfortunate. They were there, they had the perfect moment of opportunity for like 10 seconds, but they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't have vision, and then when he finally is like, okay, screw it, I'm going, the moment is gone.
Doraccio, he's gonna show himself, he's gonna get doomed, I believe. Bushwhack, okay, he's gonna get saved by the Tusk, so the Doom not able to be used in a very successful fashion. Actually, it was on Quinn, so that's just the first Aegis. Now the runaway tactics from nouns. They already lost their Phoenix. Lelis will TP out in the midst of all the spiders. So essentially a Doom for the Aegis.
Very good disengage. I thought that was going to cost them dearly. When the egg got popped there, and the position that Gaimin Gladiators were in. I mean, it's still not a good outcome. You're going to lose 2 towers, but silver lining there, that could have been even worse, I think, for the side of nouns. Quick reaction from Gaimin Gladiators to protect on that initiation. They're kind of baiting Dyrachyo out front, but Celery was quick to cover, and they obviously have their auras to protect him with the Pipe Greaves. Now it's Glyph time.
Yep, high ground attempt from Gaimin with the 4K lead now. No Aegis, of course.
They are
Quinn
just
very healthy.
They keep going. All right.
Bushwhack to try to slow this down a bit. Swarm as well. They don't have Doom's ultimate. Maybe that is what is prompting this response from Gaimin Gladiators. Bushwhack onto Quinn. Zip in from Copy, not going to be fully committed to. No, Gleipnir into the instant silence, onto the Weaver. The Sunray trying to heal up the Weaver at the last moment here, but no. Down goes Yuma. And of course, Doom left with very little resources as Copy is the next hero on the list. He does have mana to get away, trying to kite Quinn to the high degree. Jumps in really deep and just gets insta-gibbed. With such low HP, very risky play. Nice drop from Celery to dodge some damage here, but 4 kills for Gaimin. And this should be a full set of racks, if not more. Lelis being slowed to a crawl just outside of his fountain. So close, yet so far. Full team wipe for Gaimin.
And all 3 cores, it's 15 seconds. They'll be back to defend their second lane, but that is an absolutely massive blow. And what a play call to keep pushing. They didn't have Aegis. Dyrachyo was half health. They just make the read. We're stronger than them. It doesn't matter. They don't have Doom. They don't have Supernova. We can do this. And they get the maximum value out of that play. Full lane, 5 kills, and a clean disengage. And all they lost was Quinn.
And they force out the last fortification for quite a while on that tower there.
Yeah. Very, very nicely.
See how fast they want to reset, because of course Roshan will not be back anytime soon. But with this 9K lead, the world is Gaimin's oyster to some degree.
I mean, this is going to be kind of telling if they choose to push again now, or if it literally was, okay, no Doom, no Supernova, we can do whatever we want. And it does seem that's the play call, because your conditions now are better than on your first push, with the exception of those 2 cooldowns, and they feel like that's the biggest deal. Not having that in their arsenal was enough for the push. Now that they have them, they're going to chill, play the map, control the waves. Don't know if they're going to wait for another Roche. It's quite far away. The earliest respawn is 3 minutes away.
Yeah, and by then, the Daedalus will be there for Dyrachyo, and that is a scary proposition. I mean, that's something we didn't really mention. A lot of times against this winner at this tournament, the pick for the opposing team, at least one Blademan, right? Like a Kunkka or a Centaur or something like that. I mean, Doom could theoretically buy it, but that's not a normal item, at least.
I wouldn't actually have been that mad at that. I think. Could have been interesting. I'm not saying that would have changed the outcome of the game, but I don't mind that idea to get Blade Mail on Doom in this game. Probably not anymore.
They're not stopping. Top lane is what they have their sights set on.
Nouns are kind of slow to get here.
They are, but they do have every spell at their disposal. Tower's already dead, though. And they get scanned out.
I mean, Gaimin knows there is no way they're not flanking us when they're not.
For sure. Gunner's going to show, pops the Shivas. Gonna blink in, but nobody to be found quite yet. Sunray going to try to provide a little bit extra, but everything missing here for Nouns, even the sharpshooter. As Gaimin dodging left and right. It's like a mini game. And now Nouns will have to go back to the high ground without the surprise tactics at their disposal.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Nouns, if you do want to make that flank move, which I appreciate them going for, I think that was the best play. They have to make it quicker. When you let the enemy team take 2/3 of the tower before you start going there, they know you're coming from the flank. The flank move has to effectively hit as they start sieging, so they second guess whether you're doing it or not. That was incredibly obvious.
Right, Celery is found. Gunner's going to jump in. They get the silence, but the Sunray being used to heal Gunner up just a little bit. Yuma has to use his BKB in retreat, so really not much damage done just to Celery. So another bit of a whiff here from Nouns. They don't really expend anything huge. Still have Doom. They still have, well, they have Egg, just not enough mana to use it, apparently, at this moment in time. question is, does Gaimin continue? We're a minute away from knowing when Rosh will spawn.
Yeah.
And Lelis, I think he's going to transition into trying to do a little bit of right-click, I would think. Although, I mean, he did take the Nemesis curse. I guess that's from, because he's so long range, extra damage is just what you go for.
They need all the damage they can get. It's the biggest problem for the Dire right now is actually locking down and killing heroes. So if the Hoodwink can do that little bit extra on an Acorn shot, could make a difference. Gunner's trying to wipe out the spiders. Unfortunately, they will get grieved. So they will survive the first volley. And maybe that's just going to be Ace building up an army to siege top now. We'll see. This time nouns are going to be there quicker. I mean, they have to because they don't have a buffer.
I mean, a lot of them have just been in the base waiting, so it's a lot of time wasted as well.
Yeah, they're just now we're at the point where they're losing flat out on economy. Like Gaimin have control of 80% of the map, and the only way nouns really get it back is with a one fight. They have to find a smoke, they have to jump the right target, get the Doom off. And the question is, who's the best target? It's probably Quinn, but it's hard to find reliable kills against a team that has the Pike on Sniper to get him out of trouble, Greaves Pipe, and drinking buddies into Snowball.
Yep, and I believe Quinn was working on a Lincoln's.
Yep,
So
he almost has it.
That, another
Gunner.
obstacle for the Doom. Speaking of the Doom, we'll have to pop the BKB.
And TP out against the punch.
Yeah, he's dead. Easy kill, and he does not have buyback. So this is a 5 versus 4 for Gaimin. Let's see if they take advantage of this. We can see that the Rosh timer a minute and a half away. So this would theoretically be the correct play to go for this now. This tier 3 is dead as well. And I believe they're just gonna have to give it up. They do have fortification though, as there's the initiation onto Copy, but not gonna fully commit. As the Assassinate was being proc, but not gonna fly out.
Very patient of Copy to hold his BKB there. It was clearly what Quinn was going for, was baiting it out, but Copy felt safe enough.
They're gonna have to defend here, still 12 seconds away from getting their Doom back. Does have his ultimate. The range racks at the very least is gonna fall here in all likelihood. Actually, we'll play it a little bit safer. Ace will get drinking buddy. Drinking buddies. How do you even use that in a sentence?
Did they use it on you?
He's getting drunk.
He gets drinkies buddied.
He's having a drink tonight. So they'll back away, play this safe, and go for the next Rosh in all likelihood, which maybe sound like a broken record. Nouns are going to have to contest this when that eventually comes. I mean, it is daytime for another 2 minutes, so
Yep.
do they even want to relocate to that area of the map?
I mean,
Do they
have
just wait?
Do they have a choice?
I'm talking about from Gaimin's side.
Do they have a choice but to win this game? Can they do anything else but win, except the last game?
Yeah, we'll see.
I think the best way to get Rosh is to stay up here. You know? Just keep controlling it for as long as you like. If you ever find a singular pick, you have the choice of, do we actually want to start heading down for the Rosh, or do we want to just go for the GG? Because as long as this wave is pushed in this aggressively, nouns can never go for Rosh. The Roshan lineup is too slow. If they go for it, they get mega.
Like how, as you're saying this, you're doing the literal opposite.
No, but
God.
it's fine. I'm saying by doing what they're doing, they get the choice, right? And they choose to do it now, but they didn't have to. This could have waited another minute if they wanted and then take it top, right? It's like, what's the real risk? As long as you keep pushing in top and the enemy team has to show heroes, then they're not.
You even curse Roshan.
Right?
It's crazy.
Roshan's going to survive this.
Yes.
I think Roshan will win TI.
So you can't use it ironically because the gods know. Gaimin himself knows as Gunner. He's gonna go all out for this. His smoke is popped though, as Celery is gonna be shown by the Shivas, and Gunner not interested in him, and already the Aegis is taken. Dyrachyo gets the Aegis, and this is a dead Doom. 50 seconds on the deck. Gets off his ultimate onto the Windrunner, but again, has the Aegis, so doesn't really mind dying. The Snowball will keep him alive just a little bit longer, as they're going to be able to take out Phoenix easily. Nice time lapse to dodge some damage, but nouns are going to have to hightail away. They will lose Lelis in the process, though. They have 2 buybacks, but not the Doom. And even if he did, no ultimate to use.
Yeah.
Is that your analysis?
All right.
God, you're the best.
Here's my analysis. Nouns are in trouble. But
All right.
here, okay,
Great.
the good news for Nouns is there's a third game.
Yes.
And in that one, things can go different than this one and more similar to the first one. And the first one was good for them because they won.
Panel,
So
take notes of this
they could do that.
unbelievable speech by Cinderin. Hopefully it's motivating you to say smart things. I think we all got dumber in the process, though. All right, they're going to have 5 members up for Nouns, so they'll have the opportunity to defend this. But you can see the Roche banner right in front of the Tier 4 towers as Copy getting destroyed. He's done. Does have buyback, though.
Here
The Whirlwind
comes the
for
machine
Duraccio
gun.
still has the Aegis, though, as the egg is going to get consumed. Very delicious for Gaimin Gladiators to eat. Believe it was scrambled this time around. As Ace, they are not doing anything to this hero right now. Gunner brought back into the fray, destroyed again. Copy will have to zip back into the fountain as a double kill for Quinn. Now it's left in the 5 versus 3 as the GGs come out. So this will in fact go to a game number 3.
Yeah. As I was saying early on in this game, I feel like Gaimin made some really good adjustments